shortly we shall see another memorial to the Anzacs. On our right is a small Anzac memorial on the corner of Union Street that's dedicated to the local men from the Ultimo and Pyrmont areas of Sydney who did not return from the First World War. Services are held here and throughout the city every year on the 25th of April, Anzac Day, a public holiday throughout Australia. Directly ahead of us is Johnson's Bay. As you can see, much of the waterside property has today been made into luxury apartments. While on the opposite bank we can often see large ships unloading their cargo at Sydney's container terminal. As Parama Road veers to the right ahead, and looking across the harbour, we should be able to see a small tower that is actually the home of the shipping control of Sydney Harbour. This structure is also locally known as the Pill because it controls the berths in the harbour. This position is manned 24 hours a day and is responsible for all movements in and out of Sydney Harbour. Also, as we continue around Parama Road, we're going to pass some more of Sydney's famous finger wharves in Jones Bay. Having served their intended purpose, most have been converted for use as commercial offices. To our right, we can see the impressive buildings that are part of the Star Casino complex. The complex boasts, as well as an unbelievable casino, a 5-star hotel, 2 theatres, restaurants, bars, nightclubs, and plenty of shopping facilities. The Star Casino follows themes of Australia, and with over 1,500 slot machines and 200 gaming tables, you can have plenty of opportunity to win or possibly lose your money. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching our stop at the Star. And a warm welcome aboard to those joining or rejoining us here. Please remain seated at all times whilst the bus is moving. Approaching our stop at the Australian National Maritime Museum, which was opened in 1991. With Australia being the world's largest island and having such a connection to the sea, it is little surprise that this museum's exhibits reflect the diversity of maritime culture, both past and present. Inside you'll find exhibits ranging from the early Aboriginal seafarers who traded with Asian states to what life was like on an early convict ship sailing from England. Other exhibits include the Crate, a Second World War commando vessel that took part in a daring raid on Singapore Harbour, and even a Vietnamese refugee craft that made the hazardous journey to escape war and managed to reach Australia. One of the largest exhibits is the HMAS Vampire, the last of the Australian Navy's big gunships. As we prepare to leave, please ensure that you are seated. To our left is the shopping area known as Harbourside. It houses over 200 shops and restaurants, all in a delightful setting overlooking Darling Harbour. Darling Harbour was originally known as Cockle Bay, from the shellfish that were collected here by the early European settlers. Darling Harbour got its name from the 7th Governor of New South Wales, Ralph Darling. Unfortunately, this area became a bawdy area of drinking taverns and houses of ill repute, before industrial decline left it virtually deserted. In the 1980s, it was decided to revamp this area in what was Australia's largest ever urban redevelopment. And the results, I think you'll agree, are most spectacular.